The main driver of wealth in the world isn't venture capital or real estate or anything of that sort. It is as simple as a great idea. The currency of novel ideas and innovations is what drives the patent industry and why so many corporations employ a legion of lawyers with expertise in intellectual property. These hard-nosed, astute business people would not invest this much energy into these areas if they do not recognize the power of new ideas. The true way to get ahead is to allow some buffer time and dreaming time to allow your information and imagination to roam. Don't get so bogged down in the day-to-day tasks and routines that you forget to flex your creative muscles from time to time. In the long run, this is where the greatest source of your net worth may ultimately come from. Ask yourself, what are your hobbies and interests? What are your passions? What are those things that you love to do so much that you would do them even if you're not getting paid? Even when you're on vacation and allowed to be pursuing whatever interests you want. Some people find that even when they are on their own time, they still love to have their laptop out writing, or they love to be driving around in different stores and checking out what inventories look like in different regions or countries. To some people, including your family and friends perhaps, this can be a worrying sign. It may look like you're obsessed with your work or don't know how to kick back and unwind. What you may need to do is communicate to them that this is an aspect of your work isn't a burden or something to escape. I mean, as far as you're concerned, it's what you love to do with yourself and with your time. These hobbies can be a good clue as to what you should be focusing your effort on. It's possible to carry out a job for someone else that you aren't passionate about, but many of us do it each and every day. We may even be skillful and be able to do this work very well, but we don't especially care and feel passionate about the connection to it. For many of us, we find our driving motivation is what our job provides us in external rewards or what it is that allows us to free our time. This is why we endure menial and grueling but high-paying jobs, but because it allows us to pay the tuition of our kids' schooling, or that they allow us to take our families to destinations of vacations that we have in mind. But it is far more difficult to rely on external motivation for a side project or an independent business. If you don't wake up excited about what you are doing or going to be doing, you will have much less of an incentive to push yourself to be working on those weekends or in the mornings or late into the evenings, really getting ahead. When you find yourself in all of that intersection where your passion and your abilities align, you are really at the best possible place to launch a new idea or a new venture. Don't limit yourself. There are many applications, tools, improvements that you can make as a hobby or a passion, but you have to look and you have to consider them. What is trending to be the next big thing in your area of expertise or passion? How can you carve out your own niche corner and set yourself up to be an expert unique from everyone else in that arena? What product is missing in your niche, and how can you differentiate your product from what is out there now? One of the most common methods to find a new innovation or useful product is to identify a pain point or a challenge that's out there in the marketplace, really. If you can find a way to solve that given problem, or at least mitigate it, you are well on your way to finding a great idea that you really need to take to the next level. Are you a sports fan? You may have some idea on how sports apparel or the experience of going to a big game could be improved. Are you a movie buff? You may have an innate understanding of what a rabid cinema fans would like to see at their theater that would augment the experience. Your appreciation and genuine enthusiasm will give you a leg up on the competition that no amount of dry market research or focus group testing can provide. There are countless examples of individuals who have seen their happiness at work really grow exponentially as they realize that there does not have to necessarily need to be an arbitrary boundary between them, their work, and their personal lives. Just think of all of those out there who are involved in marketing clothing or fitness products to their friends and families. The growth of the internet has enabled an explosion of micro-entrepreneurs using their insights into their hobbies to allow them to create and sell great products to other fans. There are other strategies you can use to turn your hobbies and interests into your source of income. Narrow it down. You'll often find that the more specific and targeted that you focus your efforts, the greater the prize there is for you to stand out. So consider, how can you carve out your target customers to the most specific demographic possible? Do not just sell fitness supplements. Target recent mothers getting back in shape or a senior citizen seeking to find ways to stay active. This tactic will allow you to channel your efforts onto a smaller segment rather than trying to be all things to all people. Find other fans. Invest the money and the time to go to the industry conferences and subscribe to trade publications. If you're selling a service to real estate investors, be at every regional meeting where you can hope to rub elbows and strike up relationships with those you want to do business with. Resist the temptation to do all of the business over the internet. Even in the age of social media, there is a tremendous premium to be found from face-to-face contact with your buyers or potential affiliates. Don't fake it. Authenticity is everything. If you are not an expert or a rabid fan of the area you are working in, don't try to make yourself into one or to fake it. Your customer base will be able to smell it at a pretender from a mile away. You'll be far better served to focus on your efforts in those areas that you are actually and truly interested in. Now, also combine ideas. Get comfortable with the idea of allowing your ideas to mate and get to know each other. A lot of very lucrative riches come from merging of two ideas. After all, combining two existing ideas into something new is essentially the definition of creativity. You may find that there exist intriguing overlaps between fitness buffs or Mexican food fans or teaching music and cruise travel. But use a whiteboard and list all of your interests and mix and match and see how they fit. What strategies can you use to turn your idea into a machine, a profit machine? How do you know when you've landed a great concept? And how do you know when it's time to turn back to the drawing board? What research do you need to do? Your ideas are what can and will put you on the fast track to creating your dreams and becoming financially free. Visit my website, TonyNewmeyer.com, and register to receive free trainings, articles, and more. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And always remember, live rich.